Hello everyone and welcome to Aviation Insider's YouTube channel. Today I'm joined by Splendor from Training Air and we're going to be asking you a few questions just about the company and get to know you a bit more. So hi, welcome, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about your company and what you offer?
So Training Air is it's an EASA ATO. We're registered in Denmark. We're based in Denmark, and our staff are a little bit all over the world and Europe, with trainers in France and Singapore, Germany, and we operate on other companies' simulators, but that gives us the flexibility to go to where our clients are and work on any simulator, more or less anywhere. We have been doing some type ratings. We offer type ratings on the 320, 330, 340 Airbus, obviously. And as well, very recently, we added the Boeing 737 and the ATR to our course list, and we do type ratings for individuals. We've been done type ratings for Scandinavian operators of the Airbus and CCQ courses, and we also have a rather established instructor training program. So we've delivered instructor training from zero all the way to the end of the simulator training for instructors that have gone on to work for Airbus in the standards and quite a few airlines.
Amazing. So in terms of obviously the pandemic, what challenges have you faced due to the pandemic, and what are your goals for growth as the industry starts to recover?
The challenge is threefold, I'd say. Our traditional client base, the airlines, they don't need pilots anymore, sadly. So that has kind of dried up a little bit. Another challenge has been a lot of individual pilots who very sadly find themselves without an aeroplane to fly and yet have to keep their licenses current. So we've switched our operation from being a little bit more corporate focused to now looking after individuals. And then, of course, it's being able to operate when we're more or less locked down, and that's quite a challenge. And we've been able to actually keep training going and keep people's licenses valid. In the future, we're always trying to work on the cost base because we know that everyone pays for this out of their pockets these days. We actually own the ATO ourselves, and we don't aim to make any profit out of it. We just want to keep people current. So we're going to continue to try and do that as effectively as possible. And,
that's great. So you say that, so as obviously with the pandemic, you've been helping support those out of work by helping keep them current through your simulators and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what makes Training Air stand out amongst your competitors that potentially offer a similar product?
Well, it's our ATO, so the people who will be delivering the training to the clients have a vested interest in making sure it's the best training possible because it is their baby. It's something we've built up from scratch as a team, and 6 years now. And we also have a very unique, I think, experience base. All our trainers are active pilots. We fly the line and we go and do training in whatever free time we have. So we try and share as much of our practical flying experience as possible. And our head of training, our CFI, have both held those positions with Scandinavian Airlines. So we bring a depth of experience, I think, which is a little bit different to some other ATOs, which unfortunately don't have the flexibility to take pilots in their days off. So they need more full-time instructors, which is great. But on the other hand, you do lose a bit of touch with the sky and reality.
Absolutely. So what sort of advice would you give to somebody who potentially hasn't got much recency and is looking to potentially do a renewal or a revalidation of a license?
Well, it's very important to, in terms of revalidation, it's an examiner and an approved simulator. But in terms of renewal, it's really important to get an ATO on board and to follow the correct processes and the training assessment, the renewal, because this is a key part of what the authorities will require. After the fact, you'll send in all the paperwork, and then if some items are missing 2-3 months later, you might get a message going, sorry, this revalidation doesn't work. It's actually happened to us where authorities have found issues with training that we have delivered, but it's a case of then dealing with that, and usually it's a paperwork mix-up. It's very, very important when you're going for renewal to actually make sure that the training program as well is sufficient. If it's too little, it can always be questioned in an audit later.
Absolutely. So kind of do your research, know what.
Do your research and make sure that it sounds reasonable. If you haven't flown the airplane for 3 or 4 years and you're offered 2 hours of training and then the check, you might make it, but it's better safe than sorry, isn't it? You don't want to do it all over again.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of finally, just to round things off then, why do you think people should choose Training Air?
That's a very good question, because they like our products, because they like the feeling of being in a company where we will do things properly, we will take the time it takes. We will not be the cheapest, but we will make sure that the training delivered is the best it can be, and we will make sure that as a client you get everything you need, and will support you until your license is in your hand.
Fantastic. So kind of looking at the quality of the training rather than just the costs and everything.
Absolutely. And we will also be flexible. Now is a time for flexibility. So we aim to bend backwards for our clients and for our pilots who really need this service, and we're there to support people more than just sell them something.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate taking your time out of your day to talk to me. And
it's a pleasure.
And if you want to find out more about Aviation Insider, you can just head to www.aviationinsider.com. And where can they find more about Training Air?
Our website, trainingair.com, or if you look through the very nice Aviation Insider website, you'll find a lot of our information is embedded. So just look for the EASA licenses, and that's where you'll find us.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.